Welcome everyone to my channel. If you're a fan of bizarre tales that will keep you on the edge of your seat, then stick around because today's story is going to be one for the books. I'm your host, and tonight we're diving into something truly eerie and unforgettable. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get started. It was a brutally cold December evening in Grand Rapids, Michigan, a city known for its rapid growth but equally notorious for its underbelly of crime. The sun had long since dipped below the horizon, casting shadows over the streets and turning them into dark alleys filled with whispers of danger. I was working at a pizza chain named after an old-timey board game, let's call it Game Pizza, and despite our location being more suburban, we weren't immune to the city's nightly chaos. I remembered that night vividly. It felt like every moment was dragging by, each second stretching into eternity as I took orders and prepared pizzas behind the counter. The only thing on my mind was escaping this place. It seemed like a prison sentence rather than a job. But then came a call for another order, a large pizza and drink. Nothing out of the ordinary at first glance, but something didn't feel right. There was tension in the air, even through the phone line. The customer gave us their address, room 312 at the Grand Hotel on the outskirts of town. I mentally noted it but dismissed any initial concern. After all, it's just a pizza order, right? As my manager picked up the warming bags to head out, I couldn't shake off that eerie feeling gnawing in the back of my mind. But there wasn't much time to dwell on it. I had pizzas to prepare and orders to fill. 50 minutes later, the atmosphere was thick with tension as my manager walked into the store, his face pale, his body trembling despite the cold air outside. He looked like he'd seen a ghost or something far worse. His voice shook as he recounted what had happened on that delivery. He arrived at room 312 and knocked on the door. There was no light inside, only an oppressive darkness that seemed to seep through every crack in the walls. The smell hit him first, a heavy metallic stench of nickel that made his stomach churn. He felt like he needed to gag as soon as he stepped into the hallway. When the door finally opened, he could barely see the figure standing before him. It was as if a veil of darkness covered everything inside the room. The man handed over the money without so much as a hello or any small talk. My manager's hands felt the cash immediately. It was wet and heavy with an almost metallic weight. The second he got back into his car, my manager drove like a madman back to our store. His hands were slick with something that wasn't just moisture. It reeked of blood, dried and thick as if fresh from some unimaginable wound. The smell alone was enough to make anyone's skin crawl, but there was more. When we saw the money up close, it was clear. The bills were soaked in blood, dark and viscous like a scene straight out of a nightmare. How could someone order food with such grim currency? It didn't add up. If this person needed medical attention, why wouldn't they have gone to the hospital instead? The police weren't much help either. They seemed almost indifferent when we reported it, as though ordering pizza with blood-stained money was nothing out of the ordinary in their line of work. It's hard not to wonder what kind of twisted tale lies behind those red-tinted bills, but one thing is for sure, that night changed everything for me. It made me realize how much I needed a fresh start, away from the shadows and dangers of Grand Rapids. So, there you have it. A true story so bizarre, it feels like fiction. But remember, sometimes truth can be stranger than any tale we could conjure up in our imaginations. If this episode left you feeling shaken or curious about what truly happens behind closed doors, share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's story, please give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more tales that will keep you hooked until the very end. Stay safe out there, and thank you for tuning in.